Come on, old man, there aren't that many stairs.
You said it yourself, I'm an old man, and I'm here as a physical manifestation, not in spirit form like you.
If you had taught me better, I wouldn't need you to come with me at all.
You know it's not that easy. Let's get it over with already. Is this the door to the guest room? Who is this? I ran into the infamous merman of Solani a couple of times when I was there to look after my spell, and I remember him looking quite different.
Because this isn't Leviathan, it's Grande. No idea why he's sleeping in Leviathan's bed, but that doesn't matter right now. He can help us too. Wake him up.
What if he attacks me for breaking and entering?
He won't, if you can convince him that I'm here with you.
Why is this taking so long? Wilbica knows how to bypass the vault security.
Perhaps they ran into some other problems. I've never mastered astral projection like Shimizu-sama here. Don't know what it's like to manifest a corporeal form somewhere else.
You knew enough about it to possess Grande and speak through him back when you had lost your voice. Can't you just do that again?
Sure, but that wouldn't help us here. Whatever I touch while possessing someone else doesn't come with me when I leave their body.
Fair point. Then let's hope that they'll be back before the black hole that's trapping Elise dies a natural death.
At least she won't be getting impatient in there.
Aren't you the owner of the Rapture Spa and Yoga Studio on Solani? What are you doing in Forgotten Hollow in the middle of the night?
Giving you Shannon's regards. I hear you two had quite the unholy love affair.
Wholesome, not unholy. I said wholesome.
Anyway, there's something you could give me in return.
Excuse me, what? Me and that blue-skinned space babe with tentacles for hair and a stick up her ass? Nah, I don't swing that way, and she has always hated me. You're confusing me with Grande.
I thought you were Grande.
Oh. Okay, now I understand your confusion. Who would have thought the effects of that spell would last this long?
What spell?
You know, Grande and I experimented a little with some fancy glowing dildo in the vault. It made me look like him, and him like me. It was funny at first, but we couldn't figure out how to undo it, and decided to stay together until the spell wears off on its own.
Who exactly are you then?
Leviathan. Grande is sleeping in the living room downstairs.
I can't believe they messed around with our Salvadoradian skinwalker relic. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Leviathan to be careless with magic he doesn't understand, but Grande really should know better. This could have ended badly.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and that's probably for the best.
Are you telling me you don't have a spa in Salvadorada as well?
Not yet, but now that you're suggesting it, I might consider it.
Are you crazy, Leviathan? You can't just let a stranger in.
I didn't let him in. He was standing next to my bed when I woke up. But he says Wilbica is with him as a ghost or something.
As a ghost? What does that mean? Is she?
No, we're astral projecting, and I can prove it. Ask me something only she would know.
Fine. On Solani, in the cathedral above the clouds, when she and Shannon were comforting me over the death of my sister, what was Wilbica's advice for me?
Audrey wouldn't want him to be sad whenever he thinks about her. So I told him to cherish the good memories.
Let go only of your guilt.
Good advice that I'm obviously not heeding. Alright, what is so important that it can't wait until tomorrow? And why don't they just call?
Yukimatsu and Telephone Network aren't exactly best friends. Anyway, the Mamminis need something called the Potion of Ultimate Power. It was supposed to be in their vault, but we already looked and couldn't find it there. Otherwise we would have just taken it without bothering you.
Yeah, Leviathan played with it yesterday and we forgot to put it back.
The Salvadoradian skinwalker relic and the Potion of Ultimate Power. Mum is not going to be pleased. They didn't drink it though, did they?
Doesn't look like it. It's still fuming after all.
Did Wilbica say something?
Just that her mother will be fuming when she finds out how you two have been misusing her magical items in her absence.
We never meant for this to happen. I tried to summon a spirit earlier and it didn't work, so I wasn't expecting the relic to do anything in the hands of a mortal either. Although, I have to admit it's rather fascinating to see the world through the eyes of a short person for a change.
Who are you calling short? No, you are just freakishly tall.
And you sound freakishly jealous.
We'll sort this out when we come home from Mount Komorebi. For now, let's just get the potion and head back.
Because size is awesome, and you know you want it.
Now you sound just like me and that's creepy. Stop it.
Finally. Did you at least enjoy your little midnight snack with Leviathan? There must have been something worth making us wait so long.
Leviathan, Grande. They're a little difficult to tell apart at the moment.
Sounds like a problem for another day. Where is the potion?
Safe with me until you hold up your end of the bargain. Don't think I'm going to keep helping you out for free.
Wilbica can take care of that while we're gone. Now come on, we don't want to waste your precious time any more than you do.
Where are you going now? I hope you'll be back soon. Or better yet, don't come back. Ever.
Hi, Grandfather.
Hey Suki. How are you going to teach me snowboarding when you're not even looking?
What do you want me to look at? You sliding down the slope on your butt rather than your board? You've shown me that 3 times in a row now. It's getting old.
Well, since you weren't looking the 4th time, you can't possibly know if I did it again.
Spoiler, he did it again.
Why is your sister going to the hiking trail with my grandfather?
No idea. Grumpy old men aren't her usual playmates.
Grandfather Masahiro isn't grumpy.
And I'm totally not the king of snowbutting.
Okay, a little grumpy perhaps. But he's been through a lot. You must have noticed by now that he has a thing about death.
You mean because of his dealings with death flowers and astral projection? I didn't give it much thought, to be honest. Is he suicidal?
To the contrary. Ever since his second wife died, he's been trying to find ways to cheat death, or rather, defeat it. One of the reasons he keeps opening spas everywhere. But that's not my story to tell.
Right. The story you're about to tell is that of the great Tiamo Mammini defeating the bunny slope.
Once you are good enough, I might film it and put it on YouTube, to create some competition for your communal shower porn.
That will be hard to beat, but challenge accepted.
You do that. I should probably go after the young mistress to make sure that Voldemort-sama doesn't try to kill her for a Horcrux.
Ah, that was lovely. So much faster and easier than walking and climbing all the way up. Is there a reason we took the slow route last time?
To blend in. The same reason we traveled to Yukimatsu by train rather than magic portals.
I didn't even realize there was a magic portal in this area.
Precisely the point. Better scope out a new area before you start using magic in it, or you might just catch the unwanted attention of witch hunters.
Right, but I didn't think a second trip would be required. Good thing we're better prepared now. So I'll turn myself into a time master and free Elise from her timeless prison. Not exactly what I intended to use the potion of ultimate power for. I was hoping for a little input from the 13 witches, but my daughter will never forgive me if we leave her friend trapped in this black hole forever.
You don't have to drink all of it. 1 sip should suffice to give you just enough power for just long enough to eliminate the time dilation. But it's best if I do it.
Why? You're already powerful enough as it is. You're a hybrid of 3 different occult species for starters.
It's not about becoming more powerful, since the effect is only temporary anyway, but about quickly learning to control and use a power you've never had before, especially something as delicate as time manipulation. Do you have any experience with that?
No, but...
Then let me do it. You can keep an eye on me in case anything goes wrong.
Fine. But if you misuse this power to create a new black hole in Yukimatsu instead, prepare to be struck down by the green lightning of my envy.
Why would I want to do that?
To troll people. That's what I do for fun, and just imagine how much fun a black hole in the middle of a tourist resort would be. Seriously, Loki, you've been in cahoots with my family for long enough to see which way the wind blows. About time for you to adjust.
Yeah, I'd say we save that for later.
Hey! Just a sip, you said.
That was just a sip.
Shit. Someone must have told the wardens what we're up to. You do your thing, I'll keep them occupied. How many of them are there? Do they have a nest around here somewhere? Elise, you made it.
Sure. I don't know what exactly. A minute ago I was still on SetsunaMaiou, but perhaps you can get me up to speed while we get off this mountain. I don't know how long I can keep them frozen when I'm about to freeze myself.
We better hurry.
How do you like the magic realm so far?
I told you I'm not a fan of witch communities.
Especially those without doghouses. You tell her.
I'm not like the other witches here anyway.
That's the great thing about this community, no two witches are alike. But if you don't want to talk to anybody, that's fine. There's enough other things to do, including what we're here for today, which you could have done completely without my help if you had come here sooner.
Well, I'm here now, aren't I? And I'd like to go back home before the end of the day.
No rush. I'm enjoying this little break from the cold.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a certain book. The High Priestess told me to talk to someone called Tally.
Sorry, there is nobody here with that name.
Are you sure? Because she described him to me as a haughty-looking blonde guy with old-fashioned glasses and a stick up his ass, and I think you fit that description perfectly.
Then allow me to introduce myself. I am D'Antalien du Plantier IX. My parents are D'Antalien du Plantier VIII, and the Great Fée du Plantier, descendants of the High Witch of Time Manipulation and the High Witch of Clairvoyance, respectively. Mine is one of the oldest and most renowned families in all of the magic community, and I won't allow anyone to butcher my name with unflattering abbreviations like Tally.
If your family is so special, how come I've never heard of them? And why are you just a librarian, not, I don't know, the ageless sage's right hand or something?
Just a young lady, you obviously have no idea how precious this library is, and what chaos could ensue if it was entrusted to the care of someone less sophisticated than myself. These books contain invaluable knowledge about all kinds of magic, and some of them were written long before your oldest known ancestors figured out how to properly hold a wand. You should be in awe.
I'm in awe of your self-importance.
There is the aforementioned stick, all right. Whatever, I'm not here to argue with you, although that would certainly be fun. As I said, I'm looking for a book about necromancy, written by the High Witch of Necromancy herself. Is she part of your family tree too?
No, but that's easy enough. It's the only book she ever wrote. I should warn you though, it's hundreds of years old.
So is this walking fossil right here? He'll take good care of it.
Excuse me?
Do you want that fucking book or not?
Just a moment.
Well done. One more time without falling, and I might be convinced that you're ready for the real slopes at last.
I think I'm ready now. Well, more so than Jaden at least.
Whoops. Really, Jacob? You spent all of yesterday on a skiing course specifically for people your age, and this is the best you can do. I hope it wasn't expensive.
My back is still hurting from that little accident I had. Not much, but enough to be distracting.
Your back? The Mamminis brat told us you hurt your foot.
Yeah, the back of my foot. That's what I meant.
Mum, I thought you and Loki were on your way to, you know, to take care of the thing.
We did take care of it, and quite successfully this time.
Then what are you doing with these skiers?
Well, I had to come back down the mountain somehow, didn't I? So I borrowed them from somebody who wasn't looking.
You stole them.
Now you sound just like Loki and Elise. They didn't want to follow my lead and took the gondola instead. Can you believe those party poopers?
That was fun. Let's go again.
Of course. But I'd like to have a little talk first. Are you going to tell me what happened yesterday? You were very rude to Wilbica for no reason.
No, she's the one who was rude, yelling at me like that.
She told you not to touch her doll, but you did it anyway. You don't know what that thing means to her.
Screw that.
David, language.
The doll doesn't belong to her. It belongs in the forest. Those nasty witches took it from there without asking, just like they took our home and destroyed it hundreds of years ago. Yet everyone seems to have forgotten the past.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the time when we were the most powerful beings in existence, second only to the almighty angels. The time when people would turn to us for blessings and curses, rather than using our bodies as vessels for their souls. But we can play this game too, and it begins with your son's body.
Stop it. This isn't funny anymore.
It never was.
Elise?
Look, it's your aunt. What is she doing here?
She was invited to give a guest lecture at SetsunaMaiou University. Didn't Mum tell you?
Our train drove by Takamizu on the way here. It's way down the mountain.
Yeah, well, Aunt Elise probably decided to combine her business trip with a little winter sports vacation. And who can blame her? This place is awesome. We should get back to skiing.
No. Wait.
I curse you. With delirium.
Are you okay? What's happening?
Mum.
What the? Suki, your help is required by the bunny slope. Some idiot in a Yeti costume is scaring the tourists.
Huh?
I curse you with paralysis.
Hey, is that a wand in Mamminis' hand?
Just a harmless toy. You know she likes pranking people.
She's pointing it at your brother.
No, Dad.
I don't know you. Get out of the way and you won't be hurt.
Funny, I was just about to say the same thing.
I curse you with
silence.
What have you done to David?
Nice to see you too, Aaron. The question you should be asking is what David would have done if I hadn't stopped him. But I did, so you're welcome.
His eyes? I've heard about this, but assumed it was just some urban legend to keep children from wandering off into the woods at night. Whatever you did to trap him in this motionless state, keep it up at any cost, at least until my grandfather gets back. If the old stories are true, we can't let this abomination get away.
Who are you calling an abomination? This is my son.
Not anymore. It's a changeling.
A what?
That wasn't so bad, was it? You got the necromancy book you wanted and even met the community's most capable necromancer in person.
I have to say, I found her flirting most inappropriate. After all, I'm old enough to be her father, or grandfather even.
That's Vero all over. Chances are she won't even remember you next time.
I'm not planning on making these trips to the magic realm a regular event.
But you still have to return the book, and don't keep it for too long. We wouldn't want His Royal Highness, Tali di Cazzo Piccolo VII or whatever, to get mad at you.
His name is Dantalion de Plantier IX, and I'm surprised you had never heard of him. Neither had I, but I'm not a member of the community. If his family is really so renowned, how come you don't know them?
I wasn't allowed to visit the magic realm for a long time because of a feud between my mother and the ageless sage. There's probably more that I missed than just the names of the community's most stuck-up fuckers.
Grandfather, there you are. Come quickly, you're needed at a crisis meeting.
And you're absolutely sure you had nothing to do with this? Not even a little bit?
Why is it that everyone always blames me for things going wrong?
So your comment during our night walk about using the bells for experiments involving the forest spirits was just a joke?
Not necessarily, but this thing, whatever it is, goes far beyond anything I could have thought up. It was able to put a hex on you, even though you're supposed to be magic-proof. That was the reason for your trip to Sulani after all. You needed the overly powerful angelic sea hag to restore your voice, because the magic of regular witches wouldn't cut it.
Could it be possible that my nephew is possessed by an angel then?
Unlikely. Angels don't possess humans, and even if they did, an average witch with a time freezing spell wouldn't be able to stop them. No offense.
A time freezing spell. So that's how you did it, Elise. You're a witch too. I knew there was something wrong with you the moment we met, and it's only been getting worse in the past few months.
There is nothing wrong with her.
And you knew all along. What were you thinking, collaborating with witches and dragging your entire family into their mess without them knowing? Look at how things turned out for your brother. Are you happy now?
This is not my fault.
Whoever's fault it is, it could have been prevented if you had told me the truth.
And I would have, if you weren't so fucking prejudiced against everything you don't know. You think you're such a hero every time you recount that old story about your ancestors killing witches in the name of God. But in reality, the bellmen were just scared, hateful losers who couldn't bear the thought of something more powerful than them, especially women. So yes, Dad, you have every reason to be proud, because you are exactly like them.
How dare you speak to your father like this?
Enough. Say about me whatever you want. I can take it, because I'm used to tolerating your bullshit for my sister's sake. But even that won't save you if you ever touch Jaden again.
Stop fighting. This isn't getting us anywhere.
My goodness.
Thanks, Shimizu-sama. That sounds like you know something. Your granddaughter thought you could bring light into this situation.
What did you do to anger the forest spirits?
Wait, we've angered spirits again? First on Sulani, now here. This is seriously getting old.
The child is obviously possessed by a forest spirit. They don't usually interact with humans unless provoked, or someone made a deal with them.
That explains why Daisy was so fixated on our spirit doll yesterday. The spirit possessing him saw it is one of its own kind and must have tried to help it somehow.
And we created that doll for our own purposes. Could that be considered a deal with the forest spirits that would cause them to attack us?
No, I don't think so.
And I don't care. I don't even want to know the details of your magic shenanigans, only if there's a way to exorcise that evil spirit.
Not unless we unfreeze it first, but we have to make sure it can't attack us again, or escape. Guys, you know the drill. We need a spiritual square.
God help us.